I think it's not, I wouldn't exactly use the word dangerous, but I think it's important to criticise what's going on within the recent RCOG, guidelines, because the inference is that without these kind of regulations, without these kind of guidelines for staff, that staff would be wandering around being cruel and insensitive and, using words that patients don't like. And that's really not true. For the very small number of patients, very small number, who come into a maternity ward who are trans men, that's, a woman who wants to be identified as a man, but is ostensibly pregnant. For a very long time, staff have dealt with that with the kind of sensitivity you would expect in any kind of special situation. They're not going to use, language that is going to make someone upset. That's very obvious. And I think most healthcare staff are probably reading these guidelines feeling pretty insulted at the inference that they need to be, told off with kind of bureaucracy by the RCOG. But more importantly, we've seen a kind of creep of gender neutral language come into particularly women's healthcare. I mean, there was a huge row in Ireland quite recently with a maternity bill there having words like, mother, gendered language around women that you might expect in a maternity bill being stripped out. And what that does is, particularly in a healthcare situation, is make it very difficult to be specific about things. And it also, for a pregnant woman, makes the whole process pretty clinical, pretty alien, and sort of pretty formal, actually, at a time when you need to have informal settings. You need to be able to speak freely with a nurse, and you need to feel that kind of sisterhood. I mean, it's a real thing when you're pregnant, needing to feel like you're surrounded by women who know what they're doing, who maybe lots of them have been here before and are moms themselves. And, any kind of attack on that through the sort of this kind of mission creep of bureaucracy is, I think, probably worth criticising.
Yeah, Ella, fantastic to have you on the show. And I can definitely say today I'm surrounded by women who know what they're talking about. Ella Whelan, journalist and author, who's not far off having her own baby very soon.